The final weekend of the summer. Hope you're enjoying it wherever you are as we are off and running on EA Sports. And the opening kickoff will not be returned as that will be a touchback. We get our first look at this New York Jets offense, really retooled the last couple of seasons. And at the helm under center, second overall pick from 2021 out of BYU, Zach Wilson. Now Hall to start the drive. And he'll manage to pick up about 4 at second down. Charles, we get a look there at the draft class for this offense. What do you make of it?
Well, overall, I like the balance of the guys that they selected because, to me, they got a few guys who can step in and play right away, which is exactly what you want. But they also drafted for the future as well. They got some guys who might need a year or two on the practice squad, so then we'll find out if they can actually play.
Throw left side complete. That's Hall. And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down. The Jets had 0-1 on the year following the loss in the opener. And what doubly stings for them, CD, they lose week 1 at home, and now here on the road week 2. So it's certainly not a must-win, but boy, you hate to start a season with 2 straight losses.
Yeah, because you sort of feel like you're playing from behind right from the beginning, and that can really mess with your confidence. Plus, if you get to 0-2, here come the articles, here comes the sports talk shows, pointing out the small percentage of teams that make the playoffs after they begin a season 0-2.
A check on the numbers by Moore last week. 8 catches, 86 yards, and a touchdown. And he'll be brought down at the 48-yard line.
And that was a nice job there pulling that one in. Now, this is an offense that will certainly spread the ball around a bit, and this is a guy that defenses had better focus on.
Now Wilson on first down. He finds his man complete. It's Wilson. And he gets it inside the 35 and just shy of the 30. The Jet passing game in rhythm. They've got another first from the 32 now. Here's 1st and 10. On 1st and 10, it's Hall. And he is going to lose yardage here. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
Part of their struggles last week was getting these negative plays on 1st and 2nd down. That's something they have to be wary of as this game continues.
Now left side, a completion to his tight end. And they're going to have another first down as he's going to be tackled at the Browns' 21. The Jet passing game in rhythm. They've got another first. Well, they clearly wanted to come out, Charles, and be aggressive throwing the football, and they've been pretty efficient along with that aggressiveness. He's now 4 of 4 on this opening drive.
Yeah, and that's led to a fresh set of downs. I like what he's doing back there. You can tell he's at ease. Feels good about what he's doing. I think if I'm the play caller, I'm reading that. I'm continuing to let him throw the football.
Maybe just a slight detour on what's been a strong drive. Here's 2nd and 11. Wilson. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
That's not the first time they've gone his way on this drive, and they were obviously keyed into it because they were there to help break that pass up.
Play action. It's Wilson. He finds his man complete. That's Wilson. And he is going to have a Jets first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Back to the ground with Hall. And he'll be brought down this time at the 5-yard line. 6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4. Throwing is Wilson. And he's got it. And he'll be brought down here at the 3-yard line. Just a gain of a couple there. And now 1 yard to go on 3rd down. They'll run with Hall. And he's going to run into a brick wall right in the middle of the field, and I don't think he got there. Call it no gain that time, and they're going to be left looking up at a 4th and 1. They'll try and throw for it with Wilson. And it'll be intercepted. John Johnson with the INT. And the Browns are going to get the football here as the ball will come out to the 20. Watson and the Browns now with a 1st and 10 at the 20. They start on the ground with Nick Chubb. Fights forward for only about a yard up to the 21.
Yeah, things were pretty stacked up there in the middle of the line. A lot of bodies, not much space. I think ultimately he was fortunate to get anything out of that run.
On 2nd and 9, Watson. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. Deshaun Watson, so multi-dimensional, able to scramble for the first. Back to throw here. Buying time to his left. He'll wind up getting right about 4 there on the scramble, and it's 2nd down. Now Chubb running right. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. They'll wind up losing 3, and now it's 3rd down.
That was well played there defensively. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave them 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackler through, but that's exactly what happened. A loss resulted.
And he can only manage to get this to the 45-yard line, well short of the first. On 4th down, on is Corey Bojorquez to punt. The Jets have Braxton Berrios back deep. He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. And that is much too long. That's into the end zone for a touchback. Back onto the field come the New York Jets for their second drive. Remember last time out they threw the interception on their first drive. Good news, their defense backed him up, so it's still 0-0 here as they begin their second possession. Oh, a ball batted in the air, and now it's intercepted. Picked off by Anthony Walker, and his guys are going to get the football at the 37-yard line.
Well, it doesn't take a whole lot of investigation to figure out why they're still sitting at 0 on the scoreboard, because their quarterback's got to wake up and start reading defense a heck of a lot better after throwing his second interception.
On 1st down, they'll run with Chubb. A check on the numbers for Chubb from a week ago. 20 carries, 131 yards, and also the score.
But they set a nice tone in week 1. He's among the leading rushers in the league. I think that they continue to feed him the football and continue to establish the running game so they can get the play action and throw the ball deep later on.
And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. So 3rd down now. They need the 27-yard line for a first. Here's Watson. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. Carl Lawson with a little how do you do as he gets in there for the sack. So now they're going to send out the field goal unit to, as they say, fire away from long distance. And this one will not get there. It's off to the left anyway. It's no good, and this will remain a scoreless game.
Well, Brandon, anything beyond 50, you start rolling the dice a bit. And once you get up around 57, 58 yards, the chances of making it go down dramatically. And sure enough, this one winds up no good.
They'll start on the ground. Hall. And he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage. So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. There's Wilson to throw. And this one is incomplete. This defense for the Browns, terrific last week in the season-opening victory.
Yeah, what stood out to me on tape, the way they were flying to the football. So that tells me that they've got all their assignments down. And
intercepted. Wilson's 3rd of the game. Picked off by Anthony Walker. And they will finally get him down as he's all the way to the 36-yard line. CD, I know it's just his 2nd year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape, he's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, 2nd year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
2nd down, here's Chubb again. Nothing doing. Barely able to muster a yard to hit the 35. We haven't seen much from him running the football here this first quarter.
No, you're right about that. We haven't seen much of him at all so far. They've stacked him up pretty well, but when you're trying to run the football, sometimes you got to play the long game. Keep handing it to him, and some of those runs that aren't working now, they turn into 6, 7, 8, and maybe more later on.
And the Jets pressure too much as down he goes. And the defense coming through on third down, a loss of 7 to bring up 4th. So now on comes the field goal unit, and wow, this is no ordinary try here. And he missed it. It's no good, and this will remain a scoreless game. No score after 1 on EA Sports. The Jets with the football here to start the second quarter, as they get set to start their drive with a 1st and 10. Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. We've seen both of these offenses still sort of in that figuring things out phase, but I suspect some action on the scoreboard soon as they start out here 1st and 10. 3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. Off the play fake. Here's Wilson. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked by Ronnie Harrison. And he takes this one back into the end zone, and the Browns defense has a touchdown. And on that one, with 6 defensive backs, did he need to be more careful throwing the football? I mean, I guess obviously hindsight he did, but...
Yeah, hindsight, but even in foresight, when you got 6 defensive backs on the field, you just know you're going to get multiple coverages. You're never sure what you're going to see. But the biggest one is you don't have much reaction time for your receivers to go get the football, because those guys, they're the best cover guys on the field. They go get it. And on that play, they took it the other way for 6 points.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6, and now the kick is away. This one fielded at the 5. And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped it to 23-yard line. Week 2 underway around the NFL, and a reminder that later tonight it'll be Chicago and Green Bay in the Packers home opener, the 101st season of that great rivalry. They had the 100th anniversary last year. And then tomorrow night a treat, a Monday night doubleheader, Tennessee and Buffalo, 7:15 Eastern, and then Minnesota and Philly kicking off a little over an hour later. On 2nd and 12, Wilson. Pass complete to Moore. And they work this well upfield across the 45. 27 yards there, a 1st down. Straight ahead is Hall. And a good push there defensively as they stop him at the 48. Gain of just 1. Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. To throw is Wilson. And this is incomplete. I hate to say it, Charles, but the way that he has played in this first half, you just kind of hold your breath every time he drops back to pass.
Yeah, you might be holding your breath, but those guys on the defensive side of the ball, they've got big smiles on their faces. He's handing out picks like the people just leave the candy out at Halloween and you take what you want. They're having a blast out there playing against him today.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. He'll air this one out for Mims. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. A misconnection there. He's hit on just 50% of his passes thus far. That's not where you want to be.
Now you see the evolution of the game. You go back to the quarterbacks of old, 50% would be terrific because they threw the ball downfield almost every time they threw it. Now with the short passing game, you should be above 60% just to be in the average range.
Wilson and Moore there for a Jets 1st. They'll look to throw again. And he'll go right back to Moore. Complete again. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. This duo locked in. 14 yards there. And a 1st down. Wilson will throw again. And my goodness, another interception. Picked off by Anthony Walker. And the Browns will take over here at their own 12-yard line. And you have to wonder, Charles, a game like this, 5 interceptions, what does this do to the psyche of a young quarterback?
Well, based on the fact that he's still out there and he threw a 5th interception, I'm wondering if his head coach believes that he's really strong mentally and wants him to play through it. Because otherwise, you need to get him out and fight another day, because this could leave lasting damage if he keeps throwing interceptions.
They go with Chubb on 2nd down. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. And this offense on 3rd down today, 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. They need just a yard here. It's 3rd and 1. And he's got Cooper on the out route. That's complete. Finding space at the 40. Down the left sideline. And they're going to get this down to about the 17-yard line here. Like so many wide receivers, he is a threat with the ball in his hands, and he's able to do his damage here after the catch. From the red zone now, Watson. On the right side, it's Hilton with a catch. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down. 2 yards left on 2nd down from the 9. Now Watson. He goes right back the way of Hilton. Yeah, the Browns are looking at 1st and goal as he's tackled all the way down at the 2-yard line.
1st down picked up by T.Y. Hilton. Now in his 11th season, you have to wonder if we're seeing the finale of a decorated career. 4 Pro Bowls to his credit. He still believes he has a big year left in him.
Chubb is not going anywhere. He'll be hit and dropped for no gain at the 2-yard line. Nothing at all on that one. It'll be 2nd down. So stuffed from the 2. Now what?
You know me pretty well. What do you think I want here?
Play action?
Definitely. Let him get outside and create. And if he has to run it, he has a little bit more space.
Chubb again. But he will lose yardage here as they knock him back to the 3. It'll go as a loss of a yard, and it'll set up 3rd down. Watson now to throw. To the end zone, but it's incomplete. Boy, it's such a good drive. You'd hate to have it end in 3. Do you think about going for it?
Absolutely. I mean, the fact that they've moved the ball so well should lead you to the decision that maybe we should go for it right here. Also, as a head coach, show some confidence in your team. Let them know you think they can go get it.
So a long drive gets him down inside the 5, but ultimately they settle for just the field goal.
And I have to think that if maybe they were a yard closer, that would have made their decision tougher, and I think they likely would have gone for it. But in this situation, they just decided to take the 3, and I think it was a smart move.
And he takes this near the 25, just a little pass there, call it the 26. And now out come the Jets. As the offense comes out here, Charles, remember they threw the interception last time out, but they were moving the football down the field. Looked like they were going to have a sustained drive that ended in points, but then the pick ensued.
And because of that, there's no way you can call the last drive a success. Yes, there are things to build on because they found some play calls that work. Now, they've got to build another drive and find a way to avoid the turnover the Plague did on the last one.
And now here's another interception. Picked off by John Johnson. And to the 40-yard line, that's where the return stops. Boy, so another interception, CD. It feels like he's starting to unravel a little bit.
And as you would expect, still a work in progress here in his 2nd season. He has to start ironing out some of these mistakes, though, because now his head coach, his offensive coaches, they have to evaluate whether you keep playing him and let him work through it, or you start thinking about going to his backup.
That'll move the sticks for the Browns, a gain of 12. And a good quarterback facing zone coverage. If he has just a little bit of time to survey the scene, that's what's going to happen.
No doubt about it. If there's no pressure, he's going to continue to pick them apart because he'll have all that time to find someone open downfield. He can only cover for so long. So maybe they want to go to a zone blitz scheme, get a little bit more pressure. Remember when Carolina did that against Denver? They lost the game ultimately. They dropped the defensive end out, and he ended up with an interception in that game in Super Bowl 50. Maybe some sort of scheme like that to try and get more pressure at the passer.
And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Cleveland. Nick Chubb, his 2nd rushing touchdown on the year. And the Browns are able to cash in for 6. Extra point by York is up and good. And that makes our score 17-0. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. Fielded right around the 8. And he won't quite make it to the 25. And New York set to take the field. They're sort of seeing themselves spiral out of control. Let's see if they can get things back on track.
And this is where the coach is walking that line.
And my goodness, another interception. John Johnson with the INT. And he's going to get this one to the 23-yard line. This is just crazy. He's got 3 interceptions, Charles, and we haven't even departed the first half of this ballgame.
I think if you're looking at the stats right now, you're saying, all right, who's the leading receiver? Well, can you flip it around and say that maybe he is and could be for the game the way that things are going right now? I think if it's him, he wants to be on the field at all times.
That'll move the sticks for the Browns, a gain of 12. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10. Now it's Watson. And that throw behind his man. He missed him. Incomplete. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Watson. Got it to Bell on the out route. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3.
And that's what you're looking for when you want to throw the ball downfield. You want one of those guys who can play out on the perimeter, can play out wide, who can not only get open, but when they're covered, can uncover themselves down.
And he'll take it into the end zone for a Browns touchdown. Deshaun Watson, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Browns are able to add on to their first half lead. Extra point by York is up and good. And a rout is on here in this first half. The Browns kicking team out there now as they'll send this one away. Takes it at the 7. And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line. And New York set to take the field. And for this offense, Charles, you got to think kind of crucial here to put something together on this drive, because remember last time out they threw the interception on the very first play.
And you can't afford to let this defense keep building any more momentum. They're playing awfully well, and they're awfully confident right now. To me, it's time to attack and take some of that momentum back. But make sure you're selective in doing so. Understand where you want to throw the football and make sure it's open before the ball leaves your hands.
Now, meanwhile, here's a 2nd down throw. It's knocked away and incomplete. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete. The passing game not in sync here early, and now it's 4th down.
Well, based on what we've seen so far, I don't think you can even call this an off day anymore, partner, because this group we're watching, they are totally out of rhythm, trying to get their game plan up and running. That 0 on the scoreboard is glaring down at them with every incompletion.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. The Jets are going to use the first of their timeouts, as the clock will stop with 55 seconds to go until halftime. On 1st and 10, it's Wilson. He'll air this one out from Mims. Well, the corner gets a hand on it, but he still makes the play. Now another timeout called for by the offense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on 1st down. Now Wilson. And now here's another interception. Picked up by Denzel Ward. And the Browns are going to take possession here as they've got it at their own 4-yard line. They begin this drive with Chubb. And nothing but green grass here, middle of the field. He's at the 40, the 20, and all the way in. Touchdown, Cleveland. And with that carry, he's already over 100 yards here in the first half.
And, partner, you know exactly what he's saying to his teammates right now, right? Especially to the play caller.
Give me the ball.
Again, and again,
again.
and again. It's not that heavy, sir. I'll take it.
Extra point by York is up and good. And a rout is on here in this first half. The Browns kicking team out there now as they'll send this one away. Takes it at the 7. And good coverage there on special teams as they'll get him down shy of the 20. And the Jets going to go on offense one last time in this first half. And the ball backed way up. So thinking with this amount of time on the clock, probably just sit on it, and we'll see these two teams go to the lockers.
Yeah, I don't think you want to overthink it in this situation. Either side of the ball. Just go ahead and finish up the half and get on out and talk about it.
He'll air this one out for Mims. And incomplete on the deep ball. So we've reached halftime here in what is quickly turning. Sorry, Coach, put a pin in that. We are going to move right on to the third quarter here. Welcome back. Halftime over. We are ready for quarter number 3. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gordon. The Browns are going to get the second half kickoff, and they've got this lead as well as we are back and underway. Taken in at the 3. And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. So here are the Browns to take over. They've got the lead right now. You remember last week they defeated the Carolina Panthers here. Good momentum. Watson and the Browns now with a 1st and 10 at the 31-yard line. He'll start things off with a handoff to Chubb. Pushes him over. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. 157 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon. On first down, it's Watson. Got an open man. That's David Njoku, the tight end. Call it a gain of 6 on the play, and it'll be second down. They'll try to draw now with Chubb. Dropped at the 35, so able to display his strength, but not much room to operate. They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. They'll run for it. Here's Chubb. And they're able to get this one past the 30, down to the 25. It's a gain of 10, and the Browns are going to get a first down.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football. Sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
Now a first down throw, Watson. And this will be well too low for him to bring in. It's incomplete. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Back to throw, Watson. He's got it to Hilton. And down inside the 15 he goes. 2 catches in the first half. Now he's got a 3rd here, and it's good for a first. Whatever the discussions were at halftime to try to slow down this offense, it has not worked to this point.
Yeah, I have a vision right now of everything that was discussed at the half just being torn in shreds or being erased off of the Microsoft Surface tablets because...
Oh, the ball is out. Watson lost it. We hear them discuss red zone efficiency a lot, CD, and they almost gave that one up in the red zone. Luckily, they'll have another shot.
And you and I both know that every offensive coordinator, play caller in the league, they take particular delight in their red zone calls because those are the payoff ones.
And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Cleveland. Nick Chubb, his 3rd touchdown of the game and 4th on the year. And the Browns Jets take the opening kickoff of the third quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead. Extra point by York is up and good. And the lead grows even larger here in the third quarter. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. So here's the Jets offense now as they get ready for their first possession of the second half. Wilson leading the Jets up now for a 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. Wilson. He's going to fire this thing deep right sideline. That is knocked away and incomplete, but a penalty flag. In the backfield, this might be a roughing call.
And that flag's on Myles Garrett, and we know he's got a nose for getting after the quarterback, but that time, even though he's going to protest it a little bit, he's a step late, and they hit him with the penalty.
Paul want to give up the middle, and he is going to lose yardage here. It was Jadeveon Clowney who got upfield for the stop.
We think, Brandon, I like the intensity this defense is showing right here in these first few drives. They're not just holding the line because they're doing their job, but they're doing more than that, aren't they? They're getting a nice push into the offensive backfield.
And a great example right there for the loss on the tackle. And a second down pass play there, but it's incomplete. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. A big third down pickup of 20 yards. Well, a lot of ground left to make up, obviously. A lopsided contest, and we're already in the third quarter. And they won't get it all back in one play or one drive. That's cliche, but it's true, Charles. If they can just maybe get plays like that and get a little momentum built, they can get the scoreboard a little closer.
And can you add some blinders to the cliche, meaning keep these guys from looking at the scoreboard because that doesn't help them at all right now. Their focus needs to be on finishing every drive with points and playing mistake-free football from here on out.
And he gets us down inside the 35 before going out of bounds. And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. On third down, here's Hall. And they'll get this one to about the 20-yard line. 40 yards rushing for him now as he's carried it 13 times. Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. Inside the red zone here. They'll look to throw. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. 11 more yards that go around. A first down as well. Now Wilson. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Picked by Ronnie Harrison. And the Browns are going to take possession here. It's a touchback, and they'll take over at the 20-yard line. Watson and the Browns now with a 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line. Now a throw here going to be taken in by the tight end, Njoku. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. The drive starting with a first down, 11 yards on that pickup.
Plan has just been sensational. I mean, when you think about all the different ways they've gotten their receivers open so far, it's really been impressive. Scheme, design, execution.
They'll wind up getting just a yard, and that'll make it second down.
1 yard gain brings up 2nd and 9 at the 32-yard line.
To throw is Watson. They set up the screen to Chubb. And he is going to lose yardage here. So that'll go as a 4-yard loss on the play. And that'll make it 3rd and 13. Here's Watson. Here's Chubb, back-to-back catches for him. And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49. A big get the conversion on that. Chubb will get the call running left. And he'll take it across midfield down into Jet territory. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Here's Watson. And he'll be tackled on the other side of midfield at the 46-yard line. And a stoppage here. We're going to need to take a moment as a Jet was shaken up on that one. So as the medical staff takes a look, we'll step aside. From the gun on third down, Watson. He's got his receiver, Cooper. And he is going to have the Browns first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
This is just more of the same. This defense has had no answer on a lot of these throws. They've let these receivers run wild, and here's another completion for good yardage.
Again, it's Cooper as he makes the catch. And all the way in. Touchdown, Cleveland. Amari Cooper, 31 yards. And the Browns just continue to roll. Extra point by York is up and good. And the lead grows even larger here in the third quarter. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. And now this offense comes back out onto the field as this offense takes the field against CD. Remember, last drive, they were moving the football, but then they threw that costly interception, so we'll see if they can right the ship here on this drive.
And doesn't that just sum up football? We see it all the time, don't we? The defense goes from losing the battle to making a huge play and stealing the momentum. So you know they're riding high right now, and they're ready to challenge this offense and that quarterback one more time.
And we'll see if the offense is up for that challenge here as things start to get more interesting here in this second half. And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4. They're going to hurry back to the line now. On third down, Wilson. He'll air this one out from Mims. And that's caught inside the 30. And he is finally forced out of bounds inside the 30-yard line. It's a big play there for the Jets on third down. 43 yards. Handoff, running left. Here's Hall. And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. Now it's Wilson. Toward the sideline, he will have the first down. Good catch. He was able to keep the feet in bounds. Nothing in that first half, nothing on the last drive, but they're moving now with a 1st and 10. Here's Wilson. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Wilson. And they've got this down to about the 12-yard line. Going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the third quarter has come to a close. And we're back now here in Cleveland. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the fourth quarter. A very one-sided affair. And he is going to lose yardage here. They give those 2 yards right back, and now they're looking at a 3rd and 10.
I think this offense, specifically this running game, they're going to have to find a way to turn the page because they haven't found a way to run it effectively thus far, and it's cost them.
Short pass tip, but caught anyway. And he is going to lose yardage here. They call it a loss of a yard there. And that's going to bring up a 4th down. Zerline's kick is up and through. And they'll get back 3, but this remains a large deficit. Well, it's a Pyrrhic victory at best, but Charles, no team wants to get shut out, so it's hard to blame them for taking the 3 there.
You can't blame them one bit. It hasn't been the best performance, that's for darn sure. But there is something to be said for fighting to avoid the goose egg, and they're at least trying to finish out strong.
And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Now Nick Chubb of the Browns gets set for their next possession. I guess it kind of goes without saying at this point, but he's had a great game, as we like to say, a nose for the end zone, no doubt.
Continues to find it throughout this game, and I'm sure he's got a nice place to live. He might want to make an offer on the end zone for a second home because that's what it's been like throughout this contest. He knows how to get there, and boy, he looks happy when he does.
He's already bought all the property in the end zone. That's the problem. He's going to sell to himself now. And they work this well upfield across the 45. Well, 208 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long. A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10. They run it again with Chubb, and he'll take it across midfield down into Jet territory. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces, and I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where there'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
The Browns on 3rd down, 5 out of 9 thus far. They're up against a 3rd and 1 situation. Up the middle, it's Chubb. And he will have 1st down yardage as he's brought down at the 41. They're able to convert with a gain of 4.
Brandon, when a defense just simply can't get off the field on 3rd down, and we all know how important that down is for both sides of the ball, you often feel like you're just a step behind whatever they're doing offensively.
And one of the differences in this game, no doubt, 3rd down conversion, and that is going to be a story they'll talk about after this one.
Holding offense.
Jedrick Wills, former 1st-round pick, guilty there. Following the penalty, Chubb, he'll get about 4 here, down to the 43-yard line. On 2nd down, there's the option going left. Oh, the ball is out. Watson lost it.
Much like a running back going through the line, quarterbacks have to be aware of protecting the football as well. He left it exposed that time, wound up having it knocked free, but fortunately, had an alert teammate who was able to get it.
And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Carl Lawson picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
Now that was a passer's nightmare. The front door totally shut down by the defense, so he kept going backwards, hoping to find another avenue of escape. It didn't exist.
And Bojorquez on to punt as he gets it away. This one will sail out of bounds. It'll depend on the spot here. And the side judge says that went out at the 7-yard line. And for an offense that is struggling, this is not where you want to start from. Great punt.
Fantastic punt. And for all those who wonder, what do punters do during the course of practice each and every day? The best ones do what we just saw there. Work on positioning the football and helping their team.
And he is going to lose yardage here. That one unable to develop, never got going. A loss of a couple, and it's 2nd down. Now Wilson down around his goal line. And my goodness, another interception. Picked up by John Johnson. Another great play defensively. They've been sharp on both sides of the ball, Charles, but that interception means that this defense will very well keep them down to single digits on the scoreboard in this game.
And that's certainly something to smile about, isn't it, partner, if you're on defense? Because your goal every game is to pitch a shutout, but you and I both know that's pretty unrealistic. But to hold a team below double figures in a game, in an NFL game, that's certainly something to take pride in.
2nd down, here's Chubb again. Room here to run. And they'll work it inside the 15-yard line before it's all said and done. Big yardage there for the Browns, 18. It was a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line. Now Watson. And his throw's going to be incomplete. Well, at this juncture, CD, you normally see teams pack in the passing game. They've got the huge lead. Not them, though. They're still taking their shots.
I remember reading in past history, there's a college football coach in the Hall of Fame whose nickname was Close the Gates of Mercy. Well, he wasn't really big on that. He was big on going ahead and scoring. He's kind of reincarnated right here. We're watching it in front of us.
And they'll let the fullback try and take him home. And trying to push forward, but he is going to be stuffed up in the backfield. From back at the 4, here's 2nd and goal. From the gun, here's Watson. Under pressure, down he goes. Sacked at the 10. That time, multiple defenders getting pressure, and it's a loss of 6. Now, they'd really like to make the short field pay off. We'll see if they can, but this is 3rd and goal. Watson now to throw. And this is caught. Touchdown, Cleveland. Anthony Schwartz from 10 yards out. And the Browns are on their way to a 2-0 start. Extra point by York is up and good. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead. The Browns kicking team out there now as they'll send this one away. This one taken just inside the 10. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. And New York set to take the field. Where we stand right now in the 4th quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again.
Now a shot taken on 3rd down, but it's going to wind up incomplete. Here's the Jets punter now as he's on a punt for the first time this afternoon. He punted 4 times in the loss last week as he gets this one away here. Here's King. We'll call that a 49-yard punt, but a net of just 39 following the 10-yard return. And the Browns will take over 1st and 10. Watson and the Browns now with a 1st and 10 at the 34. They'll try and wind down some clock with Chubb. And he's got some space here. It's a gain of 35. No doubt those are the types of carries they're looking for here, Charles. The lead in the 4th quarter. This is when coaches that have a reliable running game, they breathe a little easier on the sideline.
Yeah, they love the idea that they can take the air out of the football at this point of the game. That means they're really counting on that offensive line, counting on the runners, taking care of the football. Because you're going to tell your quarterback, hey, no time to be a hero. We're not going to throw it here. Just eat up that clock. And if you have the ball, they can't score.
And again, it's Chubb. And he'll take this inside the 30 to about the 29, maybe the 28-yard line. A gain of 2 there on the heels of a 1-yard pickup on 1st. In need of a conversion on 3rd down. They had the big play to start the drive. Not much sense. Now it's Watson. And he'll take this beyond the line of scrimmage as he slides through a hole. 5 yards that time out of the scramble. But now they're looking at a 4th down situation. They'll run for it. Chubb. And he's not going to get the first. I don't even think he made it back to the line of scrimmage. Nick Chubb stops short. And the Jets are going to get the football back. So they were really trying to put the nail in the coffin there already with this lead here in the 4th. But they didn't get it.
Guaranteed, it's not going to be a fun handshake in the postgame, right? You just know that there's going to be some bad blood there. And I know if we go to the postgame press conferences, the winning coach, you know what he's going to say, why he did it? We need the points, okay? Because you never know at the end of the year if points are going to come into the tiebreaker if we're trying to get into the playoffs. That's always the standard justification.
And down he'll go at the 25. They do get a yard there, but only a yard. Leaves them with 3rd and 9 looming. And what are the whistles for? Timeout. So they'll stop the clock here in a game that's been decided in the closing seconds. And for the Browns, a nickel set here on 3rd down. To throw is Wilson. Well, had his hands on it, couldn't bring it in. Pretty symptomatic of how this game's been going.
And that's another play that's painted a picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And this has dropped it incomplete. Well, there's a metaphor for how this one is gone as time has run out on this ball game. So Cleveland able to come away with the victory here. And I tell you what, I can't remember a defensive performance as good as this one. They seemingly forced turnover after turnover after turnover every time you turned around.
Yeah, you can just keep going with it, can't you? After turnover, after turnover. As this game unfolded, they were doing all the dictating, right? They told the offense exactly how it was going to go down today. So you saw them deflate with every series, didn't you? Every time they ran onto the field, it was slower and slower to get to the football because they just felt like if we go out there, we're just going to turn it over anyway. So it was really, really a stellar performance.